New Jersey is one of the deepest states for amusement parks. Because of the state's coastline, the state is teeming with boardwalk parks. But you also have some parks further inland. So today, I want to rank the 14 New Jersey amusement parks that I have visited through the years. At the bottom of this list is number 14 in Keansburg Amusement Park in Keansburg. I'm going to be honest, I did not like this park. The park looked extremely run down, and a majority of the park's major thrill rides were closed during my visit, including the Double Shot, the Rare Chance Chaos, and Looping Star roller coaster. Not only that, but the cars were literally sitting on the midway for several of these rides. And the park's classic haunted house was also closed. Between all the closed rides and a poor appearance, I unfortunately cannot recommend this park. Number 13 is I Play America in Freehold. This indoor family entertainment center is constrained by a roof with regards to the rides they can construct. But this FEC looks really nice. Beyond the massive arcade, you have a deep lineup of flat rides and an SBF Visa spinner and Freedom Rider that runs a really long program. You also have some trademarks of outdoor FECs like go-karts and a ropes course. I Play America is great for what it is, but I prefer traditional amusement parks. Number 12. Funplex in Mount Laurel. The second family entertainment center on this list is a hybrid indoor-outdoor FEC. Coaster enthusiasts will find this place because of the Fun Coaster, the SBF Visa spinning Wild Mouse, not a miniature spinner, but a full-size spinning Wild Mouse. The park also has a decent outdoor flat ride lineup, an expanding water park, and a large indoor arcade. Number 11. Steel Pier in Atlantic City. This is your prototypical boardwalk park. It's built on a pier extending out over the ocean and has many carnival rides packed closely together. I love the giant Ferris wheel and the views it provided, but none of the other attractions really stood out. The flats seemed pretty average, and the coaster lineup consisted of two clones, an SBF Visa Junior coaster and the original Revertron spinning Wild Mouse. Number 10. Jenkinson's Boardwalk in Point Pleasant Beach. Of the boardwalk parks in New Jersey, this one seemed most catered towards children. You had a few larger flat rides like the Pendolo Frisbee, but most rides were of the kiddie or family variety. The most notable attractions here are the prototype Next Generation SBF Visa Spinner and Tidal Wave, and the classic Funhouse located just outside the park's boundaries. The latter was surprisingly long with 2 mirror mazes, some juvenile gags including a fart room, and some well-themed rooms. Number 9. Clementon Park in Clementon. Currently standing but not operating, Clementon Park should be much higher on this list. But this park just had a lifeless atmosphere. The park was deserted and the employees were quiet and lifeless. The only reason this park places so high for me is their top 3 rides. The log flume built over the lake is cool, and I love R.M. Larson drop towers. And you also had Hellcat, which was a really interesting S&S wooden coaster. While brutally rough in the back row, it was decent up front, giving us some airtime. I really hope someone can come in and unlock the potential of this park because it has a great setting and some decent rides to work with. Number 8. Storybook Land in Egg Harbor Township. I love theme parks, which is why this park probably places higher than you'd expect. This is one of the most charming parks I've ever visited. The park is located in a forest and it has themed statues, displays, or walkthroughs around every corner. In terms of the ride lineup, Storybook Land is probably the worst park in this list, but the beauty of this children's park is why I place it so high. Number 7. The Land of Make-Believe and Hope. This park has many parallels to Storybook Land. The park is also located in a forest, and it has some theming throughout the park, just to a lesser extent. But I place this park one spot ahead of Storybook Land because of the expansive water park. While the ride park is almost entirely filled with children and family rides, the water park has some extreme slides, including a half pipe and 2 drop pod water slides. Number 6. Gillian's Wonderland Pier in Ocean City. The first of 2 Ocean City boardwalk parks in this list, Gillian's has an interesting ride lineup. I'm a bit disappointed the park removed the Runaway Train roller coaster, but the park still has an underrated log flume in Canyon Falls. This flume has way more theming than you'd expect from a boardwalk park, and it has a great drop going below the park's upper deck. Beyond that, you have some solid flat rides, most notably a massive Ferris wheel and a thrilling drop tower. Plus, you have a classic dark ride the park takes extremely good care of. Number 5. Casino Pier in Seaside Heights. Revitalized after Superstorm Sandy, Casino Pier has a very fresh appearance. Every ride seemed to be brand new or sporting fresh paint. The park has a lively atmosphere and a solid ride lineup. The star is Hydrus, the lap bar only Eurofighter, but you also have a solid S&S double shot and shore shot, a pulse pounding indoor scrambler and centrifuge, and another bizarre roller coaster in Pirates Hideaway. Number 4. Playland's Castaway Cove in Ocean City. The second Ocean City park has the superior ride lineup. From a coaster perspective, you have the fantastic Gale Force, the super compact S&S launch coaster with some wicked ejector airtime. And you also have the milder Wild Waves coaster that wraps itself around Gale Force, giving some airtime moments of its own. Beyond that, you have some thrilling flat rides like Squadron 33, where you can get really up to 30 or so flips, and Tidal Wave, a bouncing ride with some decent airtime. Plus, you have a series of family rides and some other thrill rides you'll find elsewhere. The only downsides with this park are the compactness, it can feel really crowded here, and the lack of a pay-one price ticket. It can be really pricey to get re-rides on these attractions. Number 3. Nickelodeon Universe in East Rutherford. The newest New Jersey theme park is located in the long-delayed American Dream Mall. While the park does feel a bit like a warehouse, it has a diverse ride lineup with some thrilling coasters and crazy flat rides. The highlight for me was Shellraiser, the launched Eurofighter with the world's steepest drop, and I'm looking forward to returning when this park reopens so I can try all the rides that were closed during my lone visit last December. Number 2. Maurice Piers in Wildwood. The top boardwalk park in New Jersey is Maurice Piers, and this is by far the largest park on the boardwalk as it spans not one, not two, but 3 piers. The ride lineup is extremely deep and you'll find almost every single flat ride conceivable, and a majority of these flats run top-notch programs. The most notable examples are It, the lap bar only Frisbee, and Atmosphere, the Larson drop tower with lighting and sound effects. From a coaster perspective, you have a large quantity of rides, with the 2 standouts being Great White, the CCI Woody on the Beach, and Great Nor'easter, the smoothest Vekoma SLC in existence. Oh, and don't forget about the Zoom Flume, the excellent log flume. Plus, you also have the infectious boardwalk atmosphere of Wildwood. Number 1 is Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson. The largest amusement park in the state is also one of the best Six Flags parks. This park has one of the best roller coaster lineups in the entire world with countless B&Ms, the world's tallest coaster in Kingda Ka, and one of the world's best coasters in El Toro, the rare, intimate, prefabricated wooden coaster with some crazy sustained ejector airtime. But beyond that, this park has an improving flat ride lineup, a few water rides, and the unique safari. I also love how this park improves the atmosphere with each visit, and that is best on display during their exceptional Holiday in the Park event, where the park covers itself in lots of lights and they have a willingness to run a large amount of attractions, including the B&Ms, in shockingly frigid temperatures. So those are my favorite amusement and theme parks in the state of New Jersey. What are your favorite parks in New Jersey, or thoughts on this list in general? I would love to hear comments down below. If you enjoyed this countdown, I'd appreciate if you gave this video a like and considered subscribing, because we'll have a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for listening.